Welcome to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
Well, welcome in to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker.
That's me.
You can find us at avgffpod.com. You can listen on the website. You can listen at Apple, Spotify, just about anywhere else you can get a podcast. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. Go out, find us, do all the things, click all the buttons.
Yes.
One day I'll get the timing. It's funny with that intro. Sometimes I'll get it dead on, and sometimes I'm a little early or a little late. But I guess that would be the only three options I could be, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you could not do it. Would be the only other thing you could do.
Yeah, there has been a time where I completely forgot until we're halfway into the intro song.
Yeah,
so.
which is fine. I mean, it happens.
We're just average, baby.
That's all it is.
All right. Well, we're in the semis. I started with 20 and I'm down to 12. And after last night's game, it looks like I'm going to be losing three more because I played against the Stafford Puka stack in two leagues.
That's so
that's
demeaning, man.
It is. I'm already 70 plus points down, and I haven't none of my players have even done anything. And
that's
then
just Puka, right?
yeah. And then I played against just Puka in another league. So yeah, it hurts. It hurts to start the week off that way. But hey, what's to say my players can't go nuclear and cancel it out.
It could easily turn around.
Got to keep hope alive, baby.
I watch these percentages go from I'm losing or I'm projected to win by 38% to I'm projected by 90% in the course of 4 plays at the 1 o'clock games. And then, normally by the 4 o'clock games, I'm losing again. So it's back and forth.
Well, I guess you're still alive in most of yours as well, aren't you?
Yeah, 9 of them. I mean, I'm sitting really pretty in 5. And then I got 3 that
Me and you were playing each other in 2 of them.
Yes, and so one of them I'm sitting pretty.
Yes.
But then the other one, it could go either way. There's a lot that can happen. So
yeah. Well, yeah, it's a hell of a way to start a week. But that was an interesting game. It was way more different in the second half than it was in the first half.
Yeah, it was like a completely different team out there for the Seahawks, man. Offensively, anyways, but.
Yeah, when Shaheed took that kick return back, it was like before that, I was telling you earlier today, I would have bet everything I own now and am going to own in the future that the game was over.
Yeah, the Rams were going to walk away with it.
Yeah, they were in control of that game. Darnold was throwing interceptions. The fans were booing Darnold, booing the offense. Just the whole vibe was just like they're toasted.
And it almost seemed like you said, the vibe was dead.
Yeah, the fans weren't loud anymore. Yeah. So basically the Rams were just out there doing whatever they wanted. And then he took that punt back, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Then they got the 2-point conversion, so they're only down by 8 now, and it's like, okay, all right, well, we're back in it. And then their defense went out there and did a 3 and out, and the defense started shutting them down. The crowd got back into it. All of a sudden Darnold quit throwing to the Rams players.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. And then they had the questionable 2-point conversion call, which I get what they're saying, but the thing that is that they said whoever it is with Amazon their
announcer.
Not the announcer. Their rules expert.
Yeah,
he said that the reason they can let it go through is because the whistle hadn't blown. The whistle had blown.
Yeah, I mean,
before Charbonnet picked up the ball,
he was just lingering into the. Yeah, he was just bent down and picked it up.
I don't think the call itself is wrong. It clearly was a lateral. It was tipped, therefore it is a fumble, because the defense progressed it on the fumble into the end zone, and then it was recovered by Charbonnet. All that is valid.
Yeah.
The only thing that is not valid is the fact that the whistle blew prior to Charbonnet touching the ball, and
the play should have been dead.
The play was supposed to have been dead at that point. And so who knows what would have happened had that gone the other way. But I'll give it to them. They did what they had to do, and then they put their balls on the table in overtime when they scored that touchdown. They went for 2. They went for broke. It's like, all right, look, we should have already lost this game. We're playing with house money anyway.
We're winning it or we're losing it right now.
Right now, we're not going to give them the ball back.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was like 3 or 4, maybe 2 minutes that were still on the clock somewhere. Yeah. So it's like you're going to give Stafford that with 2 timeouts. and all he's going to need is a field goal. No, we're not doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I agree with the call, and it was great. It was high drama, and all that. So it was a hell of a game. I wish I'd have had Puka. I went, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's crazy work, especially since I think after the first quarter, he didn't get targeted again until almost the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was a lot of.
And then JSN didn't catch anything until the second half, and he goes 8 for 90. 8 for 96 and a touchdown.
Yeah, he had one target the whole first half of the game, and then it was like the second play in the second half when Seahawks had the ball, it went to him, and I'm like, thank God he got a catch.
Yeah, he got a catch. He didn't goose you.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. I was just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's bad when you're like, please just don't goose me.
Yeah, give me 3 points, and and then finishes the game. Yeah, 23 points. I mean, it was a good. It's crazy. He
didn't get the touchdown until overtime, and then him and Puka both got a touchdown, which is even crazier.
Yeah, absolutely.
The two
insane.
top receivers both got a touchdown in the overtime.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely crazy game, and it was definitely high octane the last quarter and overtime.
Yeah, I can't remember an overtime game since the rules have changed, which I think this is only like the second season, where both teams have an opportunity to possess the ball, but where both teams scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
usually like it was a field goal, and then the other team scores a touchdown or whatever,
or doesn't get they lose possession of the ball, they get shut out, and then the game's over. So.
Yeah. So that was crazy. It was definitely high drama. Stafford looking like a MVP. I did hear today though that since 2008, no MVP has come from a team other than a division winner. And right now, Seattle's winning that division.
We're in the division, yeah.
But I don't know how you deny Stafford this year. The way he's playing, the stats that he's put up, he's far and away above anybody else statistically at quarterback as far as yards and touchdowns and things of that nature. So, it would be hard for them to turn that way. And, I was also heard somewhere that in his entire career, Stafford's only got one MVP vote in his whole career.
Really?
Before the season. Which I'd have to go back and look at it. I mean, he played in an era with Brady and Breeze and Peyton.
And their teams were winning and, doing
and
things.
He was with Detroit.
He was with Detroit and just dead there for so long. So his talent's always been there. It's just you need the talent and the wins. In order to get that recognition.
And the only time I would think because I think maybe he 1 year with Detroit, they made the playoffs, but and I'm sure it was as a wild card, even if it happened. But I was thinking maybe that year with the Rams, they won the Super Bowl. I don't know what his stats were that year, but again, I don't know who he went up against or whatever. So but he played in a tough era with tough competition, and like you said, it wasn't on a very good team.
Yeah, that's the bad part. As offensively, I mean, he was like slinging the ball 1 million yards, putting up all these touchdowns, but they weren't winning games. They had no defense,
garbage can. Yeah. And he was throwing to guys like Kenny Golladay and freaking Marvin Jones Jr., except he did have Megatron for a few years. So that was, but yeah, so that's a hell of a way to kick off the semifinal weekend was that game, and driving some nails and some coffins early, it seems like. But anyway, let's roll into some news as we get ready to set it all up. All right. Well, really, we got questionables, outs, and ins, but we'll start with Garrett Wilson has been shut down rest of the season, which is not surprising. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like there's a chance Garrett Wilson gets traded in the offseason.
I think so too. They've already dumped everything else on their team. Yeah. I mean, him and Paul need to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, Brees his contract's up, so I don't foresee them franchising him. So he's probably going to walk. Garrett Wilson's. I can't imagine that he's not telling his agent, "I want the fuck out of here." So. Right. It's just a defunct organization right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Let's see. Devontae Adams likely out for week 17. So for all you people who've been riding him, which he had elite production in the end zone at least this year, and he's definitely helped a lot of teams. You're probably going to, hopefully you figured something out this week, because you're going to also have to figure it out next week.
Well, thank goodness I get Mike Evans back on the week, right after I lose. I mean, I had a bye last week, but I mean, I lost Devonta,
but got
so
Adams.
now I get Adams or Evans.
Yeah. Let's see. Josh Jacobs right now is more doubtful than questionable, according to a beat reporter with Green Bay. Now, Jacobs is a dude. If he can play, he's going to play.
Yeah.
He didn't. The team didn't want him to play last week, and he convinced them to let him go out there. And he was injured last week. He's come out and been very vocal about, if I can play, I'm going to be out there. That's what I'm supposed to do. It's what I'm paid to do. Type, and that's what his mentality is. So if he can't go, it's going to be pretty tough. But I also know that Green Bay is far more concerned about having him available for the playoff run than having him available for, week 16.
Yeah.
So, it's a very good chance that you're going to be out there with Manuel Wilson. Hopefully, if you've got Jacobs, you went and picked up Wilson and you have him on your bench. Last week, he was dealing with an illness, but he's good to go from that. It was not an injury when he was questionable last week. So there's the three big things that have come across the wire. We'll talk about some questionables. We got Nick Chubb is still questionable. So is Woody Marks. So eager to see that get sorted out. If neither one of them are available, that Jameer
Jordan, yeah.
That guy's going to be very interesting. He's a smaller back. He's only like 186 pounds listed. But he put up yards and touchdowns last week, and it is a plus matchup for the Texans this week against Las Vegas. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. But I would say if Chubb's healthy and Marks isn't, I would still be willing to play Chubb this week. I wouldn't pick him up in a league where I've got Woody Marks, and if it ends up Woody Marks is not going to play, I'm going to start Chubb in his place.
Yeah.
I don't expect Chubb to go break off 80-yard touchdowns, but I don't think Houston's going to have to do a lot to beat Vegas, and it's just going to be run the ball.
And it could be a pound game, manage the clock, and just have Chubb out there the whole time.
Ricky Pearsall questionable. Marvin Harrison Jr. still questionable. T. Higgins questionable, and Quentin Johnson is also questionable. Already ruled out Mason Taylor, Rashee Rice, Vele with New Orleans is on the IR, so he's out. Alvin Kamara is out, and Devin Neal isn't he's already been ruled out as well.
He's already been ruled out. Yeah.
So you're looking at Audric Estime and Evan Hull. I don't know if you remember Evan Hull
with the Colts
2 years ago. He came out as one of the top prospects in that fairly weak. That was the year of the weak draft class. But he's interesting too. He's more of a hammer and stuff. But Audric Estime is 227 pounds, so he's kind of a big dude too.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Bayshaw Tootin is out, and Njoku's out, which is going to open up. I mean, Fanning already he got 45% of the target share last week.
Yeah.
They are in a tough matchup this week against Buffalo, who is actually number 1 or 2 against tight ends. But if you're going to sit here in a schedule adjusted, I was listening to JJ Zachariason. He said in schedule adjusted, that Buffalo on average allows a 6% less target share per on average to tight ends. If you're telling me that Fannin is getting close to 45% target share and he's still getting 39% target share, I'll still take that even against a tough defense. So
exactly.
So I'd still be very willing to throw Fannin out there and feel confident about that. Geno Smith is in. He is starting this week, which is good for anybody who's got the Brock Bowers, because he's the best option on that team for Brock Bowers.
Yes.
CeeDee Lamb is in. Javonte Williams in. Alec Pierce. Kyle Pitts, senior, in case you're worried, or is it junior? Whichever one. I think it's senior, in case you're worried his kid's going to show up and play.
Yeah, just in case that was an option. Mike
Evans has been cleared. Dalton Kincaid has been cleared. Drake London and Darren Waller. Darren Waller was dealing with some knee issues, so he has been cleared, which he's always questionable until the end.
Right.
So there's the news. Is there any more injuries that you know of or heard about that I may have missed?
I don't think so. The only one I don't remember you saying. Did you say Rashee Rice?
Yeah, he's been ruled out.
Okay, yeah. Just the only one I was thinking in my head that I didn't remember hearing, but yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, let's roll out of that and let's roll into some smashes. All right. Smashes of the week. So you want to kick it off?
I can, I guess.
All right. Who you got for quarterback?
My initial smash turned out to be a baller. So we're going to go with Justin Herbert, call it a get right week. This is 5 weeks now. He's been with the broken, or 4 weeks now with the broken hand. He's been terrible out there. Yeah, but it's Dallas.
He hasn't been better than, I think, wide receiver 17 in the last 5 weeks.
Well, wide receiver 59, but quarterback 17 in the last 5 weeks. So
I don't know why I do that.
But yeah, no, I think it's Dallas. He should be able to get some yardage out of this, even with a broken hand. And I mean, it's funny watching some of the highlights and him stiff arming people with the glove on his hand, also knowing it's broken and all that. But still, hopefully he gets out there and puts up a big fantasy week for playoffs for people who do have him and have to ride with him. I mean, I don't know.
Gives you a little confidence. I mean, if you're having to ride with Herbert and you made it this far, you probably got a stack roster anyway.
Against Dallas, and you're playing Dallas this week, so you want to get those points. I think he's going to have a big week this week.
All right. My quarterback smash is going to be Tyler Shuck versus the Jets. Shuck, the last 3 weeks has been 20 points or more. And the Jets are bleeding points right now to everybody and anybody. You just saw what Trevor Lawrence did to them last week, putting up over 40 fantasy points and absolutely annihilating them with 5 touchdowns. I don't think Shuck's going to do anything that crazy, but I think you can have a really good week out of him against the Jets.
Yeah.
My running back smash is Aaron Jones versus the Giants. I really feel like Aaron Jones is going to have a good week this week. I think him and Jordan Mason can both be viable, but Aaron Jones to me is the better play because he's going to be involved in the pass game. I had a brain fart. For some reason, I was thinking Cowboys, but they played Cowboys last week. I thought I wrote something down wrong. But yeah, they're playing the Giants. The Giants are terrible on defense for the most part. And I think Aaron Jones is going to go out there and have a good game.
I hope so. I need that big time because I have him in a million places. So
I need him to go out and put up 40-something to wipe out Puka's week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. If he can put up 25, I'd be super ecstatic because
I would probably shit your pants.
You know what? I would wear extra pants so that we can all shit all the pants.
Speaking of that, real quick, Kenneth Walker, you got to give him credit after last week when you.
It's like he listened to the podcast or something. I'm talking about how he steady be shitting, and then he still did it. He just steady be shitting on my team now because I don't have him and I'm playing against him multiple places.
To me. He's the Trevor Lawrence of running backs.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's like there are times where you watch Kenneth Walker and you're like, holy shit, that guy's amazing. And then there are times where he gets the ball and it's like he doesn't know where to go.
Yeah, he
stutters side to side and looks and it's like, bro, just go fucking forward.
And then he gets tackled for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, and you're like, dude, let go.
Oh no, I think that's why they use Charbonnet so much because there's a 50-50 shot you get good Kenneth Walker or bad Kenneth Walker. So they're like, once they see the bad one show up a little bit, they're like, all right, put Charbonnet in.
Once he breaks through the line and he's in the open field, he's like, oh, he knows what to do then.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like every time he gets the ball, if there's not a gaping ass hole for him to run through, he's like, it's like, let me ponder what direction I shall go with this ball. Yeah. Anyway, sorry to.
He definitely went out there and shit on my team.
He said he'd be shitting on people's teams now.
So congrats if you got him, you played him. He's doing good for you for fantasy week.
All right, so who's your running back smash again?
I'm smashing Chase Brown this week.
Nice.
A team they're playing against the Dolphins, which is going to be, they're going to be up. Hopefully they got to do something.
I need it
to regain this fan base, and the Dolphins are starting a rookie.
I need it against you, by the way.
Oh yeah, well, that's fine. I can take it. I mean, if you're going to dish it, you got to be able to take it. That's what I was telling my wife last night. I'm like, you can't have Puka in one league and get excited and then get pissed about him because you're playing against him in another league. You got to just take it and just.
Yeah. The problem is that the only 2 teams I have Puka on got taken out of the playoffs last week.
Oh yeah, so it's like
I didn't get to benefit any of it this week.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those where it's like where I have Chase Brown, I would love for him to do big and bad this week, and if he does big and bad against me, hopefully I have other players that'll offset it. That's where I gotta put all my faith in it. But against the Dolphins, I think that this game is going to be. I think they're going to go big. He's not going to get used in the beginning very much, but they're going to be 2 scores up, and he's going to get run out.
And the Dolphins are reeling right now, benching Tua coming out and saying, he's like, well, quarterback's not the problem with this team type stuff. So that who knows what's going on with that team? They're out of the playoffs. So what are they going to really be when they show up? So I like that. Of course, Cincinnati's out of the playoffs too, but. I feel like Cincinnati's still playing for a little bit of pride.
Well, they need to bring that fan base back. I think last game we saw things kind of fall apart some, and it was ugly. It was a very ugly game.
We got to get rid of Sad Burrow.
Yeah, we got to get Sad Burrow out of the game. Poor Sad Burrow.
With his last name being Burrow and him being sad, can we just call him Eeyore?
We could. We definitely could call him Eeyore. Old school.
I guess I don't know if I really like this football anymore. I'm just tired of getting sacked.
Spot on impression, man. Spot on.
Oh, Joe Eeyore.
Joe Eeyore. Yep.
All right. Well, who's your wide receiver smash?
I went with the Herbert and Lad McConkey.
Oh, you stacking it up.
Stacking it up for my
Stacking it
smash.
up. All right.
I'm gonna put all this faith on Dallas. I'm gonna have him throw all. And then Dallas is another one too that kind of came off a shitty game last week that probably needs to score and needs this win. So I think they're gonna push the Chargers enough to where they're both going to be throwing this ball. This could be a sneaky shootout because the Chargers defense is good, but it's not like super top tier.
No.
And Dallas is, Dak. We've seen him be good.
Yeah,
he wasn't last week. But
Dallas is out of the playoffs, but their goal right now is to just go and try to shit on everybody else's.
Yeah, I thought
dreams.
they still had like a shot, like
they might.
a win and a loss situation.
They might not be completely out. You may be right.
But even still, I think that they're going to be a team. They're the America's team or whatever they call themselves. And they're going to go out there and show up and show out at least this week. They may shit the bed next week.
And people are still playing for incentives and shit like that too. So.
Oh yeah, so CD's got to catch some shit up. And all them people.
Yeah, he's steady be dropping.
Yes.
All right.
That's my wide receiver. So
there we go.
Who's your wide receiver?
It is Michael Wilson playing Atlanta since Brissett's been in, and Marvin Harrison. Even if Marvin Harrison plays, I still think that Wilson and Brissett have something going in Atlanta. Talk about steady be shit, and that's what their defense has been doing lately. Yeah. And I feel like Arizona's going to go out there and put up a bunch of points. They just went up and put a bunch of points, fantasy wise, up against tough defense in Houston. So if they can do it there, they can do it against anybody. And so I think Michael Wilson's going to go out there and have another great week, and you can depend on it. So my tight end smash is Travis Kelce. I know it sucks that Gardner Minshew is coming in, and it is definitely a downgrade from Patrick Mahomes, but Gardner Minshew has started in this league. He has supported fantasy players when he was with Jacksonville. He can have moments, and Kansas City may not be playing for anything, but Minshew's always playing for something.
Oh yeah, and
so I'm sure Kelsey's playing for something too. He's playing for his legacy. He's probably playing for incentives, things of that nature. And the Jorts King loves throwing to Travis Kelce. So Rashee Rice is out, which means that nobody's competing for targets right over the middle of the field but Kelce, and that just opens up more for him over the middle. I think this could be a monster week for Kelce really in a plus matchup against the Titans.
Yes, it really could. I like that.
All right, who is your tight end smash?
My tight end smash is Dalton Schultz versus Las Vegas.
Okay, I like that.
I don't know. I like it and I hate it. Like I looked at the game log or whatever, and I mean he's like a 9 target, 3 target. Yeah. 9 target, 3 target.
He is definitely red like
9 target. So I'm like, I'm over here like I want it, but I don't have him anywhere, so I feel good about this. If I had him and I said this, he would shit all over the place. But I'm going off of like a matchup and what I think is going to happen against Vegas and where I think this is going to end up lying and all that. I think Dalton Schultz is going to be a big part of the offense. They're going to score big on Vegas, of course. But Geno, I think he's going to come back and try to prove something and score a little bit on the Texans too. Texans are tough, don't get me wrong, but I think Geno's
said he'd be trying to prove something. So
all day long, and even if it's throwing 6 of them to Houston, he's going to complete some passes. So we'll see how it goes. But I think Dalton Schultz is going to be a big part of the game. He's going to have some big points. So.
Yeah, I like that. All right, well that's it. That's all the smashes.
That's all the smashes.
All right, we'll roll on to some ballers. All right, ballers for week 16. So Bus put in J.J. McCarthy versus the New York Giants. Prime matchup. J.J. has been developing. It should continue. I agree with that 100%. I will be playing J.J. with confidence this week. My question is he going to throw the fucking ball to the other J.J. on the team? Because that's what I really need. I need him to realize that he has a top 2 wide receiver in the league right now on his team and get him the damn ball. Because one of the matchups I played Puka, I had benched Jefferson. because I was looking for stability in the lineup.
Yeah.
But now I'm looking for upside. So I put Wan'Dale back on the bench, and I put Jefferson back in the lineup because I need him to go nuclear. So let's make that happen if we can.
Maybe it'll go to the other JJ, Josh Jordan Addison. That's where I need all the points. So
or the other JJ, Jalen Naylor,
or the other JJ, JJ Hawkinson, or
what was the other tight end? That's
Oliver.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't need to go to that one.
Yeah, and I think his name starts with a J too.
Josh Oliver. Yeah, it does.
So many freaking J's.
It's TJ. It's JJ Hawkinson, TJ Hawkinson, and Jordan Addison. Man, there's a lot of J's. I wonder what Jordan Addison's middle name is. Like, I legit want to know now. Like, what if it is like Joshua, Jordan Joshua Addison? There'll be some fucking shit like all the JJs out there.
All right, his running back baller is Amarian Hampton versus Dallas. Has struggled since coming back from the injury, but this is a spot to get right. The O-line sucks, but Hampton should still be able to run on Dallas.
I don't think he struggled too much. They're splitting the ball.
It's only been 1 week since he's come back.
It's been two. It's been two. But he's literally getting 12 carries, and Vidal's getting 12 carries. So
right.
It's more of a split than it is. But last week it was like a little more towards Omarion. So hopefully it does work that way. But Vidal's, I'm not saying he's good, but he works with their team. He's been a good replacement for.
And the Chargers
Omarion.
are still fighting. They're still trying. They have not clinched anything, so they're going to need to get in there. So
I mean, it's going to be a good week. I have no doubt with that.
Keep on the field. His wide receiver baller is DK Metcalf versus Detroit. If he can get some more targets, he's going to have a monster game. Should still be a good game with 3 or 4 targets, though. I think this will be a good game against Detroit. Detroit is a pass funnel. They shut the run down. They force you to throw the ball. So that's what they're going to go out there and do. And
they're definitely going to score. So there's going to be points on both sides. Both teams are going to have to throw. So
Darren Waller is the tight end baller versus Cincinnati. Multiple factors leading to this. As long as his injury doesn't hold him back, this is a prime tight end spot. Rookie quarterbacks depend on tight ends often. That's true. And Cincinnati generally bleeds points historically to the tight end, except last week when everybody was expecting it with Baltimore.
When it was like Likely and Andrews, and neither one of them hardly got looked at. So
hopefully we can get back on track with that this week. And rookie quarterbacks do love tight ends. They are a safety blanket. And right now, Waller is the most consistent receiver on that team when he's healthy and out there, I believe. And then he gave a bonus. If Woody Marks does not play, then I would not be afraid to play Nick Chubb, which we kind of talked about earlier with throwing Chubb out there. So I agree with that, obviously. So
always throw the Chubb out there.
Always. All right, now we're going to do some don'ts.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
That was how I felt every time Puka caught a pass last night. I knew in that moment exactly what Michael Scott felt in the moment that he made that scene because it was just like a knife to my soul every time.
Yeah, it was.
And then the final touchdown was literally, that was me in my living room. No!
The definite knife in the chest. It definitely ruined it all.
All right. I only got 2 don'ts this week. And the reason is there's only 2 people. There's only 2 that I felt confident with. I didn't want to force another one. So I limit my upside of being able to go, 2 for 3 or whatever. But I'm not going to try to just throw one out there just to be whatever. I mean, I could say that basically, well, we'll get to that. So my first one is Trevor Lawrence.
I'm glad you didn't say Travis Kelce. That would have been my smash and my don't this week are Travis Kelce. That way you can don't piss off the fantasy gods in any way.
Yeah, well, see, that's how you hedge your bets. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start, all my smashes are going to be all my don'ts. That way I'll be right no matter what.
Any way you look at it, you're going to be right. Exactly.
But no, my Trevor Lawrence against Denver. Denver is absolutely great at taking people away. Now, they don't shut everybody down, and some teams can go out there. Excuse me. Okay, some teams can go out there and have good weeks, but and Trevor's been riding high, which all that leads to me feeling like a great defense and statistical odds that Trevor Lawrence is not going to have another great. He's had 5 great weeks in a row.
So now it's got to be a Trevor Lawrence week.
Yeah, where he remembers that he can throw interceptions, and so and when I say that he's going to have better, I don't think he's going to obviously put up what he did last week. I don't think he's going to break 20 points. So I think they're better. I would play Shuck over Trevor Lawrence this week. That's how much I believe in it. I don't think that he's going to go out there and put up 6. I think 12 to 15 is probably what you're going to get out of Lawrence. So if you're cool with that, then stick with him. But otherwise, I would throw Brissett. I would throw Shuck out there. Anyway. And then Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty has been straight cheeks for a while anyway. His offensive line is the worst offensive line I personally have ever seen in the blocking for a run. I'm not any kind of like film guru or like great NFL scout, but I've watched a lot of football in my life, and I have never seen an offensive line as inept at blocking for a running back as the Raiders offensive line. It is borderline malpractice how bad it's been, and it's been like that all fucking season. Yeah. They have not got better. I think Pete Carroll's going to be fired. His son is the only person on that staff, I think, that hasn't been fired, and he is the offensive line coach. And so it's just atrocious and nepotism at its worst. And I feel bad for Jeanty because he leads the NFL in contact behind the line of scrimmage. So there's nobody getting hit behind the line as a running back more than Ashton Jeanty. So he's already starting off almost every run.
Negative.
Negative. But I think, even with volume, they're going to be in a negative game script, I think, most of this game anyway. They're not doing a ton of passing to Jeanty, which is another thing that I don't understand why they haven't passed to him more. He was great at that in college, and then they don't use him in the pass game nearly enough.
I think it's probably because he's back there blocking most of the time. They probably have him. You might
actually be right about that.
They might have him, protected from the blitz and all that stuff, and trying to give Geno a little more time to get the ball out to somebody. So
I hope they fire everybody and get in some competent coaching next season. But either way, I would not play Ashton Jeanty this week. I would. If this was before last night, I would have said I would have played all 4 of the running backs that were prominent last night over Jeanty.
Blake Corum and
Corum, obviously Williams. Yeah, but I would have played Corum. I would have played Walker. I would have played Charbonnet. Yeah. Even in what perceived as tough matchups, I would have played all them over Jeanty. So there it is. Trevor Lawrence and Ashton Jeanty as my don'ts.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Let's hit on them bottoms. Smack them bottoms.
Unless they happen to be power bottoms.
What's a power bottom?
A power bottom is a bottom that is capable of receiving an enormous amount of power. Actually, Mac, you got it backwards. You see, a power bottom's actually generating all the power by doing most of the work.
Does the power have to do with the size or the strength of the bottom?
Now, Dennis, I've heard that speed has something to do with it. Speed has everything to do with it. You see, the speed of the bottom informs the top how much pressure he's supposed to apply. Speed's the name of the game. Right, buddy?
Right, buddy?
Right, buddy. So I did what we talked about last week. I went a little deeper, or a little not so deep. I went more towards the surface.
Yeah, to give more viable options for a playoff run.
But still names that you're probably not going to have like readily rostered. Like,
yeah.
And this is coming off of injury, of course. Devin Neal goes to the IR. Audric Estime.
Absolutely.
He's had 3 attempts and averaging
Estime
like
can carry people to the finals.
This could be a big game for him too, playing against the Jets.
Yeah, plus matchup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be the dude most likely. Him and Evan Hull, but I think Estime is going to get the bulk of the work.
And he's definitely probably or more than likely going to get the pass catching work, if anything else. I think so. I mean, he was the pass catching back for Denver for 5 or 6 weeks when he was over there as one of the 3 backs that got all the work. Whatever week you might have not played him, because that's how it worked with Denver last year. But he's only owned in like 38% of leagues, which is still super low to me for starting back with a plus matchup when we have all these other potential injuries out here.
Yeah.
I mean, the second I would have heard the news with Josh Jacobs, I would have went and grabbed this guy and put him on my roster just in case they do rule Jacobs out, or any of these other ones that you might have questions with. Wide receiver. We know that Gardner Minshew likes to throw the ball a billion miles downfield, most likely to a defender. But if he's going to get an open shot, it's going to be Worthy or it's going to be Marquise Brown. And I think Marquise Brown has probably spent a little more time practicing with Gardner Minshew. He's kind of been the second string. I think there might be a little more, Worthy's been the top receiver with him since not since Rice has come back, but as far as like one of the main targets, and we kind of haven't heard much about Marquise Brown. He's only owned in 25% of leagues, but with Rashid Rice out, and like I said, Gardner Minshew coming in, I just taking a guess, shoot your shot. I think it could be a good game. I mean, they're playing against the Chargers. They're definitely going to be throwing
Titans.
the ball. I thought they're playing the Chargers.
Kansas City's playing Titans.
Oh, well, they're playing the Titans. I put the Chargers.
Cowboys are playing the Chargers.
That's right. Yeah. See, look at me. Titans. The Los Angeles Titans. No, it's
You sure
not that.
I didn't make that list for you?
You might have. You might have. But even still, I think Marquise Brown is a sneaky pick and could actually definitely in like DFS, but he's owned in 25% of leagues.
Yeah.
And I think with Rashid out and Gardner is kind of a combo pick here. I do think Travis Kelce's going to be the biggest beneficiary of Rice being out.
Right.
But I think with Minshew in there, he's going to try to put the ball downfield. We see it every game. He
Yeah.
did it the first time he come out there.
Minshew going to throw the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
He going to sling it. He is a gunslinger. And the other thing about Hollywood Brown is he can take it to the house anywhere on the field. So
Even if
he
he
doesn't
does,
need a ton of targets to absolutely light it up for
put some big points up on the board for you. And then he was Bus's baller. He's only owned in like 38% of leagues, which I think is a travesty, honestly, because if you look at the games he has played this season.
Yeah, this shocked me when you told me that.
He's a top 10 tight end every week except for one since he's come back this year. Now he has the injuries.
And what's his name?
Darren Waller.
Yeah,
there it is. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you who I'm talking about. Yeah, Darren Waller. And he's got a decent matchup playing against Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati, like we said, bleeds points to the tight end. They didn't necessarily do that last week, so they got to make it
But
up.
they've been doing all fucking
Yeah, so they got to do double this week. If you think
Right.
about it, the
Oh, yeah.
odds have to be balanced back out. You got to make it right with the fantasy god. So you want Darren Waller in your lineup, and he's barely owned. You got to get him. If he's on there, even stop somebody else from getting it. If you're starting Trey McBride and Brock Bowers,
Absolutely.
go grab this guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
if your opponent is, these are things that you should have already been doing, but
Yeah.
you also got to look at what your opponent may or may not need, and you got to block that shit.
and sometimes people don't think about tight ends in the flex as much as they think about wide receivers and running backs. But when it's got this kind of value on it,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a ton of wide receivers out there I would play Darren Waller over in my flex this season or this week. And so if they don't even realize, and these people that play projections, they're probably staring at their lineup going, it's fine, not even looking at what's available. So you want to grab these people, definitely put them on your roster before somebody else does and benefits from it. So
Yeah, like I said, the only thing that would be scary is the rookie quarterback. But again, we talked about it a second ago. Rookie quarterbacks love tight ends.
They
so.
love the tight end. Yep.
All right. Well, there it is with the bottoms. We're going to roll from that into some key games. I should have already had this pulled up, but we'll go ahead and jam out while I do that. All right, we're going to hit on some key games now. Keep in mind, we have Saturday games. We have two of them on Saturday, and we're only going to talk about one of them right here. We're going to talk about the Packers 9-4-1 at the Bears 10-4. There was a stat that I heard today. This is the first time in the last 10 years that these two have played this late in the season and both been still in the playoff hunt.
Still in the playoff hunt?
I think I'm sorry. It's the first time in 10 years since Kansas City has played a game and has not been in the playoffs. There's something about both of these teams also being in the playoffs in a time period where they're both playing where they're both in. And I think like the podcast I was listening to said, I think that has more to do with how bad Chicago's been because the Bears generally are always
pretty terrible. Yeah.
But either way, both teams right now clearly in the playoff hunt, clearly fighting even for the North. Jordan Love, against Chicago. Chicago is a plus matchup for quarterbacks. Absolutely. They are very opportunistic on defense. They do get turnovers, but all in all, they give up points, and you know, they will absolutely. Jordan Love can have a great game. I am a little apprehensive about playing Caleb Williams, but you know, Caleb's been doing. He still seems to be able to put up points even in tough matchups. I will say that you know, well, 2 of the last 3 weeks he has not really done well. Even in the week where he's QB 16, he only put up 14 points. But so, you know, play at your own risk. One thing Caleb's not going to do is goose you, but I don't know if he can really win you a week. So,
yeah, I mean,
I would be looking for upside here.
Only real matchups that he's done really well at are trashy defenses as far as fantasy points are concerned.
Right.
Like, they're winning games, but not because he's doing amazing,
Yes.
you know, for fantasy and all that stuff.
Josh Jacobs, if he's healthy, yeah, or if he's out there, you're playing him.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Jacobs could, you know, if he's on the field, he's gonna do everything he can. I would still be willing to play Wilson if Jacobs is out. You just lose a ton of upside with Wilson for sure. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. Hopefully, you protect yourself. Swift, yeah, Monangai, yeah, but Monangai really has fallen off the last couple of weeks, whereas he was kind of riding high. The last 2 weeks, he has not got double-digit points after having double-digit points for 3 straight weeks before that. So Green Bay is not the team that you're going to get back on track with it running the ball.
Yeah, that's the team that slowed him down 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They played Green Bay. He got shut down.
The one thing is Micah Parsons is out, so that will take a little bit of pressure off. But their defense was good before Micah Parsons got there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't see them going out there and just completely getting dominated. I don't know what to do with wide receivers for Green Bay. I would play Watson, Reed, and Dobbs. Those are the only 3 I'm willing to put in the lineup. Dobbs, 0 upside with him. But you might get 10 points. Watson is still questionable. He may not play. I'm trying to see if he practiced today. Does not say whether he practiced. Questionable Saturday. Looks encouraging when he practiced on Wednesday. So he probably practiced in limited today. So Watson might be out there. But Jaden Reed's interesting to me. He doesn't play all the snaps. He generally only plays 60% or so. But he gets utilized in many different ways. So he's the one I feel most confident about. Watson is your big play guy downfield, but you know, it's really a dice roll. And I think the upside is very limited here when you're trying to figure that out. So, you know, I think Reed and Watson really are your 2 upside plays, and Dobbs is like, if I'm in a multi-flex league and I just need somebody that hopefully can give me 10 points.
Yeah.
DJ Moore is one of the plays of the week for me, even in a tough matchup, because there's nobody else.
Yeah.
Luther Burton is out. Roma Dunze is out. So you got DJ Moore and you got Colston Loveland at tight end, or you're going to be your 2 main receivers. And I guess Olamide Zaccheaus you could play in a pinch if your soup's desperate. Earlier in the year, he was somewhat useful at times. So he might be useful here, but if you're dependent on him to do something, you're kind of hurting.
Yeah.
And then Loveland's the only tight end I'd play. Musgrave, he got 6 targets, got 4 of them last week, but he just doesn't get utilized the same type way that Tucker was used. So
Yeah.
I am not trying to use him at all. Let's see. We'll talk about this game. The Chargers are 10-4 at the Cowboys 6-7-1. And we talked a little bit earlier about Herbert. He is your smash of the week, so obviously he's in.
Yes.
And I think it's a good smash. It's a chance for him to get right and get some confidence as they move forward into their playoff run as well. You're playing Dak Prescott. Even if he's against the monsters of the Midway, he's going to throw. I mean, he did not have a good week last week against Minnesota, but he's generally going to get his numbers. And then Amari Hampton, Kamani Vidal. I think they're both good plays. Again, you know, I keep mentioning upside because these are the times you need upside. You're looking for points in your lineups. You want, especially if you're going up against somebody who already played Puka or Stafford or whatever. But I don't know if there's a ton of upside between these two, just because they're getting used virtually equally.
Yeah, Omarion's a lot more efficient with his opportunity since he's come back from the injury, over 4 yards a carry, where Vidal's still under 3 yards, but since he's taken over, he's barely been super efficient.
Right.
It's been mostly on the pass side or, volume.
Right.
So I don't know. I think
and neither one of them are getting a ton of work in the pass game, which is a little bit surprising.
Yeah, they're not really. I mean, Omarion is the play. Vidal, if you absolutely have to, I mean, you could probably put him out there for 6-8 points, and he may luck into a touchdown. I mean, he's done it this year with that. He gets it on the 8-yard line, just turns something up, and he gets in there. So I don't know. He could potentially get a touchdown for you.
Yeah. If Javonte is out there, which we talked about, he's healthy. So you put him out there. He's good to go. I'm not touching anybody else on that. Ladd McConkey, I really think Ladd's going to have a good week this week. It just kind of seems, I should silence my phone. It just kind of seems whenever these guys are in these plus matchups and there's a little bit of murmurs about, oh my God, this dude sucked balls, that they finally get some usage.
All of a sudden it doubles up.
Because this is the time that he's most likely going to get used. The way Ladd runs his routes, the section of the field he plays, Dallas is very weak there. And so Ladd McConkey I think he's going to be able to go get 8, 9, 10 targets, 110 yards and maybe a touchdown and get you a decent week. Keenan Allen is interesting to me. If Quentin Johnson doesn't play, I think you can throw Keenan Allen out there. He had 7 targets last week, even though in a tough matchup against Kansas City, he didn't do a ton with it, but still the usage generally has been there. He's only had 1 week under 5 targets, and that was 2 weeks ago against Philly. So I think, Keenan can get you, but again, I don't think there's a ton of upside with Keenan Allen. CeeDee Lamb out, obviously. George Pickens, you're putting him out there, but man, he's been blowing assholes these last 2 weeks after being a fucking powerhouse.
Yep.
So it's you're going to put him out there. The usage is still there for the most part. So, I'm not touching anybody else. Gadsden, talk to me about Gadsden. How you feeling? Are you confident? He had the run and then he shit the bed for 1, 2, literally 1, 2, and then they had to buy 3, 4, and then he kind of got back on track last week. How are you feeling about putting Gadsden, even if Quentin Johnson is out?
Then I'm definitely putting him in. I think that's an extra mouth that's going to get fed in this Dallas offense. That's just going to bleed points to him. I mean, if they said that Johnson is playing, I'd probably be a little more hesitant unless it's like a tight end premium league or something, or like I'm in desperation in a flex play. I'd probably still throw him in because I think he's still going to get you 6-8 points, maybe. But I don't know that it's going to be 10, 12, 14, 18, 20. I don't foresee that, but I mean, but it could be.
I'd play him over Jake Ferguson on the other side of the ball. Jake Ferguson hasn't broke double digits since like week 5,
and this would be the upside play you're talking about. I think
week 7. I'm sorry.
I think that Rondé Gadsden is an upside play this week. Like he can get you 15 points, or he's going to get you 5. So I mean, if you need to offset projections and you need to put somebody in that can definitely outscore it and has the matchup to do it, I think Rondé Gadsden's a good one to put in.
All right. Well, we're going to skip all the way to the 4:00 games, and we're going to talk about the Jaguars 10-4 playing the Broncos 12-2. The Jaguars have been smoking hot here the last few weeks. In the last the last 5 weeks, Lawrence has been QB 11, 7, 5, 13, and then the QB 1 last week. So he's been a QB 1 4 out of the last 5 and just outside the top 12 last week. But he has been very viable in all of those games. But again, I think this is going to be a down week for him. I think Denver is going to shut him down, and I think it's a statistically probable time that Trevor Lawrence is going to shit the bed. Bo Nix against a plus matchup. This dude, he was QB2 last week, but I will say he hadn't really dominated it since week 7 and 8 before that. But I think with Jacksonville, they're going to hopefully in the first half keep it close enough that Bo Nix will stay in it. This could be this is a potential shootout game, and if it does turn into a shootout game, then I think Trevor will probably have a good game. But I think he's gonna throw like 2 picks at least this game.
Not Dallas. Denver's so tough for me to figure out because you watch some games and their offense just looks super shaky and super high schoolish, and then like last week you watched them against Green Bay, a super tough defense, and they looked amazing. So I don't know. It's hard for me to super figure out Denver's
offense.
Yeah. And that's part of the Bo Nix. I mean,
well, they don't have any dominant run game. Is one of the problems. You look at earlier in the year when you had J.K. Dobbins, who was consistent. I won't say dominant, but he was a consistent runner of the football, and they could depend on him to do what running backs do and whatever. And since he's gone out, they've been really trying to find their footing in the run game.
Yeah.
And without that as a foundation, it's been real hard. And whatnot. But it's like they also don't have a consistent second receiver on that team.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, Evan Ingram has been buns. They got
1 week it's Troy Franklin. 1 week it's
Cortland Sutton.
Next week, Mims. It's like there's no
Marvin Pat Surtain, or not Pat Surtain. Bryant. Yeah, there you go.
That would be awesome if they moved Surtain to the other side of the ball, though.
That would be insane. He would destroy people. He would tackle them and then jump up and catch the ball. Like it would be insane.
But yeah, I'd be willing to throw Harvey out there. I'm not touching any of the running backs. Etienne is money in the bank, so he's out there. Jacoby Myers, yeah, but again, I don't think it's I don't feel any upside even with Brian Thomas on any of the wide receivers. But Brian Thomas and Jacoby Myers are the only two I'm willing to put out there. Cortland Sutton is the only one on the other side I'm willing to play with any sort of confidence, even in what's perceived to be a plus matchup. Are you, as the master of the bottoms, do you feel any of the other wide receivers for Denver, can you garner any confidence in that?
Not. I mean, I would feel better with Troy Franklin than any of them. Like if you told me, like, gun to my head, you got to put somebody in that's definitely going to get you points and might have a touchdown. Like last week, I mean, last week he went 6 for 6 for 86 and a touchdown against a really tough defense. But he's getting 4, 3, and before then was 8, 9, 10. He gets the targets. So, I mean, I will feel more confident in playing him if I needed a floor than I would any of the other ones. But it's still not. I still don't feel good about it, if that makes sense. It's more of a, this is who I'm going to put in kind of deal.
Gotcha. Brenton Strange has been absolute cheeks these last 2 weeks. Denver, this is the one area they can give you up points. I still would, man, I'd play Waller with a rookie quarterback over Strange this week in a heartbeat. And obviously I'm not playing Ingram because he has been absolute doo-doo.
I mean, they don't
he
even
hasn't
play
got 2
Ingram.
Points in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, they don't even use their joker. I mean.
Yeah, that fucking joker. The Steelers are 8-6 against the Lions, 8-6. Aaron Rodgers versus Jared Goff. I mean, I'm willing to play either one of these quarterbacks on a pinch. I don't know if I play Aaron Rodgers over Trevor Lawrence this week, but I would play Goff over Trevor this week. I don't know. Detroit is a plus matchup for the past game. It's just that it's on the road, and Aaron Rodgers, even in plus matchups this season, has not really,
it hasn't
lit up the scoreboard.
Yeah, it hasn't been super great.
Kenneth Gainwell, I mean, Aaron Rodgers said he's going to get this guy paid, and he's doing so. He's trying his best.
He is definitely utilizing him in the pass game. Like,
he gets so many targets.
He
dude.
does. And he does good with them. He does good with them.
So I play him. Jalen Warren's obviously also on the table, but the upside's limited with either one of those backs. Jahmyr Gibbs is your upside play in this matchup. He was doo-doo town last week, so you hope that he can get back on track against Pittsburgh, which is a tough run defense. I'm hesitant to play Montgomery because of that. So I don't know. How you feeling about Montgomery this week?
I have to play him in one of my leagues. I've been digging so deep trying to figure out a pivot, and I just
I got Nick Chubb.
Not a lot there.
I got Woody Marks that I'm playing over him right now. If if Marks is out, then I have to choose between Chubb if he's in, or David Montgomery. And I'm probably going to play Chubb.
I would play Chubb. And I would play Chubb on opportunity more so than anything. I mean, because Monty's not getting you any points if you don't get a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been that way most of the season. He's had 1 week that wasn't super touchdown dependent as far as his point scores goes. 2 weeks, excuse me.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's like, I mean, they've kind of shifted. They haven't shifted away from him, but they just haven't needed him, I guess, would be the terminology. There's so many teams in the league now that have these two backs.
Yeah.
You know, Seattle's running
I think,
two.
yeah.
Steelers
Carolina
running two.
now is running two.
Yeah, Carolina's running
Yeah.
two. It's so crazy. It's making it so difficult for fantasy.
It is.
Because they're splitting these points up so broadly, and
Yeah.
you can't call the week. So, like, you got Jaylen Warren, and you're playing against Kenneth Gainwell. It's Warren's week this week. It's Gainwell's week next week. You know,
the other thing it does too is it limits. It's like the tight ends. If you don't have McBride, if you don't have Bowers, if you don't have
Kelsey,
Kittle.
or
Kelsey in his prime, yeah, but Kittle, if you don't have either one of those three that you can put in your lineup, you're scrambling almost every week to figure out a tight end. And it's like the same thing with running backs. If you don't have McCaffrey, Barkley, if you don't have these guys that are workhorses, but there's such a small pool of them now that like the draft is, you better get these workhorse guys
right up front.
Yeah, because then you're going to be trying to play these committee backfields for the rest of the season. It's just going to blow ass,
and you're gonna be constantly guessing, and you can't. I mean, even you grab Gibbs early. That's been really beneficial for you this season until last week,
right?
First round of playoffs or whatever. But I don't know. It's so tough nowadays with the running back spot for fantasy.
Yeah, hopefully you made it to the semis with Gibbs. Maybe you had a first round bye and you were able to not deal with Steady be shitting last week.
Exactly.
There's only 3 wide receivers in this matchup. I'm going to play DK, obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown, and J-Mo Williams. Everybody else can blow ass.
They do.
And there's 0 tight ends.
Yeah, I'm not
0 tight ends.
I'm not touching
I'm not
any of these tight ends with anything.
Get the fuck up out of my face.
Yeah, no, this is the worst.
All right, let's go to the Sunday night game. It should be a good one. The Patriots are 11-3 against the Ravens that are 7-7. The Ravens are fighting for their playoff lives right now,
tooth and nail.
Yeah, and they're still not gelling on offense. They were a little bit better last week, but they're still off. Lamar is still off, and so we'll see how that goes. But
and that was against Cincinnati too, so take that with what it's worth.
Absolutely. Drake Mays, he's Drake May is a set it and forget it type quarterback now. Lamar, I mean, but I've considered sitting him. I almost sat him for Cousins because Cousins is in a plus matchup this week. I didn't do it, but I thought about it. Would you play
Lamar or Trevor Lawrence?
Lamar.
You play Lamar over Trevor Lawrence this week?
Lamar has all the upside. I don't think Trevor has any upside against Denver. Okay. Even if Trevor has a good game against Denver, it'll be a 20-point game. Lamar could go nuclear against New England just because of his ability to. I mean, if he gets in his zone passing the ball, he could just pass and go nuclear. So, I was still playing Lamar. TreVeyon Henderson this dude has been a revelation. When he gets hot, when he gets his 20-point games. Now he had two games against Cincinnati and the Giants where he was, but if he breaks a couple, it's see you bye.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to play Ramondre. I just don't want to. You can't make me.
Same.
But if you want 9.5 points, play Ramondre. Derrick Henry, yes, and that's it. I don't know what to do with the fucking. Talk to me about the wide receivers for New England. Tell me what you're doing if you have to pick.
Booty's the only one that I feel confident in playing, and he had a bad week last week and 2 weeks. I don't know. Even still, I think it's more because I like saying I got Booty in my lineup. So I don't.
None of them are consistent.
Yeah, no. And last week.
Matter of fact, the most consistent one might be Matt Collins, but he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, he's not doing much of it at all. Yeah,
yeah. I think Booty's the play, but there's no play that you're going to feel confident about. Zay Flowers is probably the only wide receiver in this entire matchup that I'm willing to play, and I'm still scared about that.
Yeah, it's still nerve wracking. Yeah. I was upset last week when New England played the Bills. How shittily all the players. I mean,
it's crazy to me that they've been so good, New England, and Drake May's been so good, and there's no wide receiver that's dominating for them. Like, how the fuck?
It's like some weeks Hunter Henry is the play, other weeks it's freaking Booty is the play. Other weeks it's.
Even when Cam had all those shitty receivers that year that they won 15-1, Ted Ginn still looked good. He was like, you can look at it and say, oh yeah, Ted Ginn's balling.
Yeah, he's
There's
the guy.
no balling receiver on this fucking team.
There
dude.
isn't. Diggs has been middle of the road, just mediocre. I mean, he's wide receiver 29 on the year.
Yeah, he's been the best season wise.
I mean,
And right now he's sitting with 731 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns.
yeah,
So it's
I mean, and Booty's missed a few games, and he's wide receiver 45, so he's just
he's only a couple hundred yards behind
just
him.
behind him.
Yeah, and he's got 6 touchdowns. So
Yeah,
he's got double the touchdowns. It's astounding to me that Drake May has had a borderline MVP type season at quarterback. And there's even the tight end, even Hunter Henry's had a good year, but it's not dominant. It's not a Kelsey.
628 yards.
Yeah, there's no
receiving
1,000.
and 5
They're not going to have
touchdowns.
any 1,000-yard receiver unless Diggs goes nuclear these last 3 games.
How many receiving yards does Henderson have?
Yeah, I mean,
He's only got 212.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's been more than that.
It's
but
just crazy to me how
I don't know
good
where the
they-
passing yards are going.
That's
then.
what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, are they just? I mean, Ramondre's got 374. I don't really know where all the passing yards are going.
Yeah, Drake
Oh,
May's
241.
passed for 3,567 yards. I have no idea.
To
To who? Yeah, it's so many people.
That doesn't make any sense.
Mathematically, it does not seem like it makes any fucking sense.
Kyle Williams has 143 yards. There's 600 to Henry, so you're looking at
Matt Collins is got 500 and something.
yeah. So I mean, they must have
He's
people
got
on the team.
481. Yeah.
They must have people on the team that they don't have on the roster.
It's I was thinking about this when I was looking for don'ts and smashes, and I'm just like, who the fuck is catching all the damn ball? Like Demario Douglas has got to have a decent amount of yards, right? No, he's got 402.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Do they have somebody on IR that we're forgetting about, or?
Well, if you think about it, there's 4 receivers there that have over 400 yards. So we'll just say that's 1,600. Probably we'll say 2,000 between 4. So that's 1,500. You got to figure out where the rest went.
Well, and 600 to Hunter Henry.
Yeah. So we're getting there, but it's just spread around. As everybody gets passes.
This is insane to me.
If you look at over here on the other side of the ball, Zay Flowers is clearly the dude. He's getting all the yards. He's got almost 1,000 yards, 959. No one's even close to him as far as that goes. So the thing is just there's nobody that's dominating the ball receiving wise for New England, and generally that spells disaster.
Yeah.
And for them, it's spelled just flat out success. So
Austin Hooper has 213 yards. There's more. We're finding them.
yeah,
They're in here.
Vrabel, I forgot about Hooper's had a decent season. Vrabel to me though is a testament. It's a testament to him as a coach, and even Josh McDowell and the coaching staff over there to just be able to piecemeal basically their receivers to victory.
Well, it's crazy. You can take their top 3 pass catching people, and it's better than all the Bills put together. You can take their top 2. It's better than all the Bills put together.
That's true. But you at least have James Cook with the Bills, who's he's like
double the back of their 2 backs together. But
I don't want to play any of the run or any of the tight ends, but New England is a plus matchup for tight ends. So Andrew and Likely are both in. It's just that it's so hard to predict what Baltimore's doing now.
Yeah, I mean, if Lamar goes out there and has 14 attempts and 8 passes like last game,
exactly.
What do you can't
Right.
do anything with that. So
yeah,
good luck.
Have fun with that.
Good luck.
All right. Last game on the slate, the Monday night game. The 49ers are 10-4 against the Colts, 8-6. I would play Brock Purdy in this. Obviously not playing Phillip Rivers. Christian McCaffrey, we don't even really talk about that. He's in. Jonathan Taylor, he's in. Smash. Juwan Jennings, I'll play him. I don't want to play anybody else there.
No.
Michael Pittman. I guess
He did get more targets last game than I thought he was going to with Phillip Rivers. I will say that.
And look, one thing is San Francisco only has 16 sacks all season.
Yeah.
So they're not, based off that, they're not going to put a lot of pressure on Phillip. Maybe Phillip can get the ball to him as long as Pittman doesn't run more than 10 yards.
Yeah. I mean, Downs had 5 targets and Pittman had 5 targets. So, I mean, that's honestly, that's more than I thought they would get.
I mean, in a pinch, I benched him for DJ Moore, Pittman for DJ Moore in the league.
Yeah.
But in a pinch, you put Pittman out there.
Throw him out there.
Again, we're talking about upside, 0 upside with Pittman.
Yep.
George Kittle, absolutely. Tyler Warren, I mean, but he did have 6 targets last week, but he hasn't done anything at all in the last 4 weeks, and it's been largely due to quarterback play. And so, I would rather play Darren Waller if he's only 38% owned.
Yeah, go grab him.
Grab fucking Darren Waller.
Yep.
So there it is. There's the games of the week. So from that, let's just roll right into our DFS and we can shut this pick down.
Brown chicken, brown cacao. DFS lineups.
You won last week, so it's 8-7 now.
I'm 1 game back.
Yep, you're trying to even it up.
Trying to work my way up.
Yeah, you even if you get a win this week, then it's going to come down to the last week of the season.
The tiebreaker.
So if I win this week, I lock in the season. You can't catch me.
That's true.
So I got to do it. So having said that, I'll go ahead and kick my lineup off then, just so you can know what you're going up against this
See
week.
how many we matched up with here.
All right, I got Jacoby Brissett at
God damn it,
quarterback.
this is not starting off good.
Did you?
Yeah.
For $5,300.
Yes, sir.
I went with Jahmyr Gibbs for $8,500 and Bijan at 87.
God bless. There we go. That's 2. We're going to have a pretty close matchup.
And then I said, you know what? I really like the Falcons this week. I went with Drake London. And then we talked about Michael Wilson. I stacked him with Brissett to get that stack in there. And then I went with this is hopes that Quentin Johnson doesn't play. But I went with, I think it's Trey Harris. I was trying to click on his thing, but it wouldn't come up. But Trey Harris with the Chargers.
Yeah, with the Chargers. That's cheap play.
Yeah, Trey Harris. Yeah, he was
like,
only $3,300.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap. Yeah.
And so I hope he can get out there and get some play. He was a highly touted rookie coming out and hasn't really done anything. So hopefully, if Quentin Johnson, I just need him to catch a couple passes, man.
Oh, yeah.
I went with Theo Johnson at tight end at $3,700. And then I because I ran out of money, I went with the best option at $4,400 I could get. It was Xavier Worthy. $4,400. I think with Rashee Rice being out, hopefully we get a big play, we get a big touchdown from Worthy, and I get my nut from that. And then I always go cheap on defense. I went with the best defense. It was the cheapest to get, and that was the Browns against Buffalo at $2,200. And so I just need Josh to throw a couple picks, which he can do. He will do sometimes.
The fumbles are a lot more likely. You're probably going to see at least 2 fumbles.
That works as well.
That'll definitely come out of it. But all right, well, I spent up a little bit again in defense this week, and I got the New Orleans Saints versus the New York Jets, just because the Jets are buns and the Saints defense is pretty stout. So hopefully they can get some points.
Yeah,
on
the Saints defense has definitely been stepping up, and that's a good call, especially against the quarterback for the Jets is going to be playing. Was it Brady Cook?
Yeah, Brady.
He's
Cook.
thrown 5 interceptions the last 2 games. So.
And hey, let's get 5 more this game, right? And then I went with we matched up earlier. Bijan Robinson, he's in my flex play. I had you got to get him in this game. This is a super plus matchup, and he's going to eat. It's going to be so great. And then start at the top. I got Brissett.
Yeah.
I played Rico Dowdle this week. I like the matchup. I like what Dowdle does, and I think it's going to be a good matchup for him against Tampa.
Tampa likes to give up all kinds of points.
And the first time I played this guy, it's the season's ending. I got to get him in one lineup at least. I don't have him anywhere, but Quinshon Judkins, I want to root for him.
Yeah.
It's a good matchup against Buffalo.
It's a
Buffalo
great matchup.
is buns against the run, and I think
Judkins
he's
has
going to
been buns, but hopefully they'll utilize him this week and he'll get some play.
I think he's going to eat on it this one. And then I got to play Nico Collins against Las Vegas.
Snap.
I got him out. This is 2 weeks, not in a row, but 2 weeks. I put him in my DFS lineup, and it worked out last week. I just didn't get to win, but still.
Yeah.
And then I got Dawson Knox in my tight end spot, $3,300. He's been utilized the last 2 weeks. He's
been the top receiver the last 2 weeks for Buffalo.
For Buffalo, and I think they're kind of bringing him more into it, which is good because he used to be good before they got Kincaid, and then Kincaid was good, and then he got injured, and then it just hasn't all worked out.
He's played with
yet,
Josh Allen since Josh Allen's rookie year. There's definitely a vibe there.
They're bros.
So,
They're definite bros. And then my cheap play of the week is his name is Kevin Austin for the Saints.
Who's that guy?
$3,100.
This is a Baker's bottoms.
Well, so last week when Bailey got injured, he ended up coming into the game and he had 5 targets, 3 receptions for. He had 33 yards on 3 receptions. So I think with Bailey going on IR, somebody else is going to be out there for Shuck to throw to. It's a soft matchup. Or not quite
Literally
super
never heard of
soft,
this
but
dude.
yeah, and neither had I. I'm like, who is this guy? So do a little research and then throw him in your lineup. Fuck it, who cares? $3,100. He's super cheap. So I mean, he needs 2 catches. If he can do what he did last week, I'll be ecstatic. So yeah. So I mean, that's my lineup: Brissett, Dowdle, Judkins, Collins, Oh, I didn't say J-Mo Williams. I have
Yeah.
Jameson Williams as my third wide receiver.
Okay.
And then whatever I said his first name was, Austin on the Saints. That's
it's
how
like-
bad I don't know
I think
him.
it's David or
Yeah,
something.
that's how much I don't know him. And then Dawson Knox, Bijan Robinson in the Saints defense. That's my
What's his
lineup,
first
so.
initial? Is it a D?
It's a K.
Oh, Kevin.
It's Kevin. It is.
It is Kevin.
Does he look like a Kevin Austin?
He does not.
But yeah, Kevin Austin. His career, he has 3 receptions for 33 yards, and that's it. And that was last week. So
Wait, good luck to Kevin, but not this week.
yeah, no, you do it this week. Do it this week, man.
Oh, well, there it is. There's the getting ready for your semi-finals. So, you know, I hope the people are still alive. I hope you didn't play against Puka. And if you did play with Puka, if you have Puka, congrats on your win this week.
And a little bit of fuck you. And
Yeah,
just a little bit of.
Well, if it's against me, it's a whole like your wife. Fuck her.
Yeah.
My daughter-in-law, yeah, she had Stafford and Puka. Yeah, so and your wife had Stafford and Puka against me in the semifinals. So it's not looking good.
Yeah, well, that's.
I just need Tyler Shuck to show up, baby. I got him in the semis. I need him and McCaffrey to cancel out Puka and freaking Stafford.
yes, please.
Well, there it is. If anything we say or do helps you get to that average place in your league, that means we did our job. Because when you finish average, that means you don't finish last. You don't have to do your league punishments.
Yes.
So hope you guys have a good one out there. We'll talk to you on the flip side as we get ready next week for your finals. Because if you're playing in week 18, you need to fix it because it's terrible.
Yes.
So next week
Week
is
18 is solely for DFS.
it should be.
That's where you spend all your winnings for the season.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hope you triple up to cash out.
Playing guys like Kevin Austin.
Yeah, you want to go get Kevin Austin.
Playing the defense at week 18.
Correct.
So y'all be good out there, and we'll talk to you on the flip side.
Later.
I got to flip to the right to change.
Holla.